I guess it's good. I don't need to be messing up no stuff, child. I keep trying to, nope, let me not even do it, okay? Hey, butterflies, how y'all doing on today? Okay, how are y'all doing today? Um, I'm hearing that boosty, because that's what I was listening to earlier. That was like a channel energy. I had pulled some cards. It's gonna help guide the conversation today, y'all. This energy, somebody feel like you like P whip them, like pistol whip them, like someone feels like you put a number on them. Somebody's scared of you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hey, butterflies. Welcome back to Evolving Butterfly Goddess with me, Doctress Nicole. Here we are all about evolving out loud in our life, our money, and our purpose through the energy of our ancestors. I want to thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and your subscribes here on the channel. It is always appreciated. And a major shout out to all the channel members, as well as the members over on my website and the members of the Butterfly Effect School of Transformation. If you are interested in joining a community, joining a school where you get weekly classes, connections, vibes, and previous modules and classes of like over 100 so classes or so, and you're on your spiritual journey, check it out. Okay, all the links are down below. So this energy, y'all, somebody tried to make it seem like you were crazy. They wanted you to feel like you were crazy. They wanted you to feel like you didn't know who you were, like you didn't know yourself, like you had a knight trying to tell the king what they know. Like you had a knight trying to tell a king, like the king is trying to tell the knight, hey, you know, I'm in this leadership position for a reason, you know, you want to follow X, Y, and Z, you want to do X, Y, and Z, put this here, do that, do that. And they didn't want to take your orders. It's like a knight didn't want to take orders. All the knights were in reverses. The queen, it's like the queen, they were disrespecting the queen and the king's energy and the energy of what I pulled out. Okay. So someone did not want to listen to you. They didn't want to listen to your advice, what you shared, what you were telling them. You were literally giving them the game. You were literally telling them what to do from point A to point Z. And they intentionally went against you because their freaking ego that they can hardly spell got in the way. So now they had to bump their head to be like, wow, what the Butterfly Collective said was actually right. Like you have somebody right now that know they need to apologize to you for something that they said or something that they did or a level of disrespect that they gave you because they didn't want to admit something. Someone gave you a level of disrespect. They didn't want to follow something or do something that you were telling them out of love and out of care because it was you. They had an issue that it was you and their ego because they feel like they're supposed to know everything. This person fakes their personality. 333. They fake their life. They fake their reality. They don't want it to seem like, oh, my life is so freaking horrible. They're going to try to degrade you when you try to help them because you're challenging their ego. There's someone whose ego you challenged, and they're realizing now something that you told them was right. You told them to do something, you tried to warn them about something, and they did not listen to you. They thought you were crazy. They tried to blame your response to them of some sort, like, oh, something wrong with you because you did X, Y, and Z, not realizing it was in response to their negligent behavior of some sort. Someone wanted to blame you for your response to something. Baby, this is they very much so give narc or sociopathic tendencies, but I feel like this person, they're being held accountable for not listening to you, for doing something. They're being hit with some karma. They get hit with some financial karma. They're getting hit with some relationship karma. Something has happened in a relationship and they were not listening when you tried to warn them about it, and now they're sensing it and they're feeling it. Someone's, what is it when the roosters come to crow? Not roosters come to crow, child. When the roosters come to roost, what's it called? When the something come to something. hold on. When the chickens come home to roost, and it means the consequences of one's past actions, often negative ones, are finally catching up to them. Someone right now, all of their behavior is catching up to them, and you tried to warn them. If anything, you probably even warned them, hey, you could turn around all of this if you listen to me and we work together on something and do this. You could reverse all of your karma. And they proved why the hell they got karma now. This person proved why their life is the way it is now by how they treated you, how they reacted to you. And it's just like, it hit you finally like, wait, their life is fucked up and messed up because they have a messed up view of life. This person has like this God complex, but they really don't know what they're talking about. They really don't know what they are doing. Okay? It's like someone, you trying to offer someone a way to make some money and they coming at you, but they bank account negative. Their bank account is negative, and you up here trying to help them and teach them how to get out of that broke energy and that broke mindset, and they don't want to freaking listen to you, and they trying to tell you how you wrong, and they whole life is showing why their direction is not in flow. It's like you had someone whose life was not in sacred flow. You've been spending all this time putting your life in flow, getting your life in flow, holding yourself accountable, changing your mindset, changing your surroundings, changing your inside. You've been focusing on yourself, building yourself, learning yourself, teaching yourself. And here come this motherfucker who ain't never picked up a book trying to tell you how you don't know what you're talking about, how what you doing is wrong, how you being in their life is not a benefit, how you are not a blessing to them. This person probably even told you that you weren't a blessing to them, that they don't see you as something that was sent to be a blessing or anything in their life. They may have blatantly said and did things to try to intentionally hurt you or tear you down, but the whole time it was because their ego knew they were wrong. This is someone who you could tell them that they're driving in the wrong direction of the GPS. They will turn the GPS on. The GPS will tell them that they're going in the wrong direction, but they're going to keep driving in that same direction because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. And then they're going to say that the GPS had the wrong routing and something's wrong with the system and it messed up the signals. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. They're going to find a way to tell you how something else was wrong. Somebody else did it. Something else did it. It ain't had nothing to do with them or their misalignment or their inability to follow good directions or their inability to be disciplined or their inability to follow other people who have wisdom. This person does not know how to take the wisdom of others. They have a lot of insecurities. This is someone who probably got a lot of attention when they were younger. Okay. They had a lot of attention when they were younger. They got everything that they wanted. They may have even been spoiled. Got into the real world and realized they didn't learn any key things to be able to survive in the world. They didn't learn how to have a good work ethic. They didn't learn how to be ambitious. They didn't learn how to critically think. They didn't learn how to do a lot of things. So now they're stuck, blaming everyone else for why their life is the way that it is, when in reality, they could change it if they listen to the people around them and stop playing the freaking victim. This person is a professional victim who puts themselves into the situations that they are in. The cards that I pulled, I know it was the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords, and they were all in reverse. Okay, the Queen of Cups came out in the reverse because they didn't want to listen because the High Priestess was connecting the energy. So it's like You came into someone's life as a high priestess. This person tried to treat you like you were a fan. This person tried to treat you like you were a fan. Okay, like you were their number one, number one. I won't stop until I see you, sugar. You know who you are. Oh, I messed this up even more. So many sure swearing, but I know I'm gonna keep on looking. This goes out to you, baby. Wherever you are, just know that you're mine. Somebody trying to make it seem like you were their number one fan. Their fan. They didn't want to take, they don't, what the fuck they look like taking advice from a fan? What they look like taking advice from a fan. 1111. You hype this person up as a way to try to build their confidence, as a way of trying to show up for them. Whole time they thinking you are a fan, and all you were doing was trying to build them up because you had it inside of you, because you give it to yourself. All you were doing was trying to give them what you already give yourself. Literally. But you know what this situation was supposed to teach you? Keep it for yourself. This situation was supposed to teach you just how magical you are and how you've been giving away your magic to people literally your whole life. And the importance of trusting yourself and stop wasting your energy and magic on people who are just going to waste it. Like, it's like you're giving people liquid gold and they're just pouring it out. Like, literally, you're handing them, here's liquid gold. You can turn it into anything. You could turn it into a necklace. You could turn it into a ring. You could turn it to and they're like, I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not want it on the couch. I do not want it on a box. I do not want it in a box. I do not want it in the house. Like, they don't want anything that you're giving, even though what you're giving is very valuable. But the thing is, they don't know what the hell gold is. That's the problem. This person did not understand golden wisdom and golden knowledge because they're used to lower energy, lower vibrational things. They're used to falsehood. They're used to false energy. This is the type of person who will be super focused on having a bunch of name brand stuff, but they broke as hell. You focus about on the wrong things, baby. You focus on the wrong things, my baby. You're focused on the outward appearance of what it looks like, of what you feel like people will think of you when they see you. That's what you're focused on. That's what you're focused on. This is for my number one. Like, but they coming back. They coming back galloping on a horse with a broken leg. Yep, they coming back from war. They're coming back from battle to tell you that they should have took the shield with them that you tried to give them. They're coming back to tell you all the things that you already knew. You know, the thing is that, you know, you have some people to be like, oh, watch out for people who say, I told you so, and da da da. That means that their ego. No, 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 because I need you to remember that you did not take my fucking advice the first time. We're not going to disregard how you totally disregarded wisdom when you received it. You're going to reflect on that too. You're going to reflect on your inability to internalize when information is good for you and when it's working against you so that you don't make the same mistakes next time. So, no, you're going to know that I told you so. And it's not the sense of me hyping up my ego, it's the sense of you learning discernment. So, you're going to reflect on that. We're all going to reflect on that. Okay? Period. People want to be coddled and allowed to make continuous things, doing the same thing over and over. Insanity, expecting different results, different answers, and wonder why their life stays in a cycle because they don't listen. They don't listen. They hear, but they're not listening. And this is why people can get a bunch of wisdom and knowledge every day, and their life never change because they're not listening to what's being said. They hear what's being said, but they're not listening to what's being said. This is that type of person. This person is coming back in. They're coming in, galloping in, like I said, on a broken horse with this Knight of Cups in reverse energy, trying to offer you some flowers that's about to die in 2 days. Okay? Saying they sorry. It was a long journey for them to get back to you. Okay? That's why the flower's about to be dead, according to them. But guess what? You've realized your worth now. So them galloping back in now on that broken horse that they're going to be expecting you to help heal, because they realize you're the healer. They realize all along you were the wisdom. All along you were the best help. All along you were their teacher. You were all these things. So they're going to go off into something that could have been prevented if they listen to you. Okay. And they're going to come back and expect you to be there to help them tend to the wounds that could have been prevented if they listen to you. I want you to listen. I want you to think about that. You gave them free advice, and then now they want free wound health. No, they need to pay for that service. If you're going to let them back in your life, they need to pay for it. You gave the free. They didn't appreciate it. So now they need to prove that they are serious about the investment in your energy. And if they want you to help heal their wounds that could have been prevented if they listened to you the first time, they now have to pay for your energy and time. And that's whatever your currency is. You decide what that currency looks like. It doesn't have to be money. It could be whatever it is that you decide that they have to pay you with. But you bet not let this individual come back into your life and they ain't got to pay something. I don't know. I'm thinking about that line now. That Kid and Man song. She say, if a nigga waste my time, he gonna spend a little bit. You can't keep letting people waste your time. That's what it means when you don't truly understand and respect your feminine energy. You give away your feminine energy for free. So that's why other areas of your life are struggling. Because you give it away in situations that don't appreciate you. So you're telling the universe, oh, I don't really matter. I'm thrift store, I'm charity. My energy is charity. I'm charity feminine energy. Even if you're a man listening to this, you identify as a man or you don't identify as anything, same thing. We still have feminine and masculine energy inside of us. Now, if you don't believe that, then maybe this ain't for you then, okay? But for me and my house, we believe that there's a feminine and masculine energy in everyone. Now, when you give parts of yourself or you keep letting people come in and play with you over and over after you warn them and they don't listen to listen to you, and you don't charge them an entry fee or a re-entry fee and whatever that is, you're discounting yourself once again. You're discounting yourself once again. Once again. Because guess what? They're going to play with you. One thing I learned as a business owner, and that's why I stopped doing a lot of things for free, because every time I would host free events and stuff, I remember when I paid all that money for a conference, right? It was a certain amount of spaces for free spaces. Don't you know less than 50% of those who registered came? I had to pay for those spots though. They had to pay for their registrations. That's why I'm not doing that no more. People take things more serious when they have to invest something that they see as being valuable to them. If they don't see it as being valuable to them, you're going to get played. It made me think about it as a teacher. I got tired of the same kids every day. I don't have a pencil. I don't have a pencil. I need a pencil. You give them a pencil. Next day, I don't have a pencil. I don't have a pencil. They lack discipline. They lack structure. They lack the ability to keep up with their things. And it was at my expense. I kept giving pencils every day. So you know what I started doing? Either you had to give me 10 cents for a pencil. So then I can replenish the pencils when I run out. I could just go buy more. Okay. Actually, no, was it 10? No, it was a quarter. Sorry. It was a quarter. Okay. Because they got the quarter. They coming in with hot chips every day. They got the quarter. You learn to keep up with your stuff when you have to invest something. You hear me? Or they had to give me something valuable in exchange for the pencil. So give me your phone, give me your lip gloss, give me your give me a hoodie, give me something that I know you're going to come back for. So I'm gonna get my pencil back. And guess what? I always had pencils. And if I didn't have pencils, I had enough money to be able to buy more pencils and buy me a little snacky snack. Okay? This season, when we talk about worth and knowing our worth, living in our worth, only accepting our worth, it's in the small things too. It's the simple things, the energy. You don't need a lesson, you become the blessing. Give it to me. Let's focus on the simple things. Simple things. Oh, let me pull up that song. For the simple things, baby. Let's just stay focused on the simple things. Her name is Terica Marie. Terica Marie. I love this song. It's a really beautiful song. Um, all right, y'all. That's the message though. Okay. They coming back. They coming back. And when they come back, it's an entry fee, baby. If you're gonna have them around, it's an entry fee. They gotta prove that they really invested in something. They gotta invest something. You can't let people come into your space and in your life who are not investing in the space. You are valuable. You are valuable as hell. Move and act like it with everyone. Many people, many of us were trained to feel like we gotta give back to everyone. We got to be there for everyone. We got to be nice to everyone. And that's how you get demons attached to you. That's how you get bad spirits attached to you. And you wonder why you're stuck and can't get up because you were trying to be super nice to everyone. Everyone doesn't deserve that. They haven't shown that they are ready to take the information and the help that you're giving them and build on it. Okay. So, yes, you may have two people. One of them, both of them are homeless, okay? But one of them is homeless and they're actively building, working on something, doing something. The other one is homeless because they got kicked out because they were not valuing the last space they were in. You really think they're going to come into your space and value you? And they're a professional victim. Everything is always wrong with them, okay? They need to go live in a assisted living, okay? They need to go live in a halfway house. They don't need to be in your house. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to know what's your mission and what's not your mission. They are not your mission. They are not your job. They are not your project. Oops, y'all about to see a titty. But I love y'all. Okay, I'm about to get out of here though. I've been fasting, y'all. I've only had the past 2 days, y'all. I ain't been eating. Okay, I've been on a little fasty fast, but I think I'm about to go get me some food today though. But I love y'all. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do, period. Check out the links to things down below for personal readings. If you're ready to get your life changed for real, for real, for real. Past life regression sessions, hypnotherapy sessions, my books, my free subconscious healing archetype quiz that will guide you to your free workbook. But that's the vibe. I love you all. Thank you all for being here. And as always, peace.